Have you ever woken up, sat at the edge of your bed, and thought to yourself, I just don't feel like I used to? Maybe the energy isn't quite there. Maybe your joints are a little stiffer, your mornings a little slower, and time feels like it's slipping by faster than it should. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's something most people don't realize. How you start your day, the little routines you follow, can either add years to your life or quietly take them away. But the good news, it's never too late to change that. Today, we're talking about 5 simple daily routines, small things you can do every day that help you feel younger, stronger, and more alive. Not only do these routines make you feel better today, but science shows they can actually add years to your life. Real years, quality years, the kind where you're still walking tall, laughing easily, and waking up excited for the day ahead. And the best part, these routines don't require special equipment, strict diets, or gym memberships. They're things you can start right now, in your own home, in your own way. Let's begin with something so powerful, yet often overlooked: the way you begin your morning. Have you ever noticed how the first thing you do after waking up sets the tone for the whole day? If you reach for your phone and scroll through the news or social media, you might start your day feeling rushed, distracted, or even anxious. But imagine this instead. You wake up, you stretch your arms overhead, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, today is a gift. That's not just feel-good fluff. There's real power in starting your morning with intention. People who live long, vibrant lives often begin their day slowly, with purpose. They don't jump out of bed and dive into the chaos of the day. They ease into it with movement, mindfulness, and gratitude. In Okinawa, Japan, a blue zone where people regularly live past 100, elders begin the day with a gentle stretch, a cup of tea, and a moment of silence to honor the new day. Now, you don't have to follow any exact ritual, but creating your own morning rhythm, one that centers you, can transform how your body and mind respond to the rest of the day. Start with something simple. When you wake up, before your feet even touch the floor, take 3 deep breaths. Feel your lungs expand. Let the air out slowly. Then stretch, not to push your limits, just enough to wake up your muscles and remind your body it's alive and moving. Then, take a moment for your mind. Maybe it's prayer. Maybe it's thinking of 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's just sitting quietly with your coffee and watching the sun rise. This moment of calm, however short, sends a message to your brain. You are safe, you are grounded, you are in control. And that calm sets off a chain reaction in your body, lowering stress hormones, improving digestion, boosting your mood, and even supporting your immune system. Speaking of digestion, let's talk about something that can either energize your day or leave you dragging: what you eat first thing in the morning. Breakfast isn't just a meal, it's fuel. And not all fuel is created equal. Have you ever eaten a pastry or sugary cereal for breakfast and felt great for about 20 minutes? Then suddenly, the crash hits. You feel tired, foggy, maybe even irritable. That's your blood sugar spiking and crashing. And over time, those daily crashes wear down your energy, your memory, and your body's ability to fight disease. But there's a better way. In places like Ikaria, Greece, another long-living blue zone, people often start their day with fiber-rich vegetables, hearty grains, a drizzle of olive oil, maybe a few olives or a boiled egg. It's not a heavy meal, but it's real food. Food that fuels your body and brain for hours. If you prefer something lighter, that's okay too. A bowl of oats with berries and a handful of walnuts, a slice of whole grain toast with avocado, or even just a small portion of fruit with some yogurt. The key is choosing foods that give you steady energy, not a sugar rush and crash. And hydration? It matters even more than you think. After a night of sleep, your body is dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. That dehydration can cause fatigue, headaches, and even confusion, especially as we get older. So before you reach for the coffee, try starting your day with a glass of water. Add a squeeze of lemon if you like. It wakes up your metabolism, flushes toxins, and helps your body absorb nutrients more effectively. So now you've begun the day with calm, stretched your body, breathed deeply, hydrated, and had a nourishing breakfast, you've already done more for your health than many people do all day. But there's another piece that fits beautifully into a morning routine. Something that doesn't just support your physical health, but protects your emotional well-being too. It's connection. Now, this might surprise you, but one of the strongest predictors of a long life, stronger even than avoiding smoking or drinking, is meaningful social connection. And not necessarily a large circle of friends, just a few real, reliable, heart-centered relationships. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, elders begin their mornings by greeting neighbors, checking in with family, or walking to the local market where familiar faces bring warmth to the day. It's not about socializing for hours. It's about feeling seen, feeling heard. Even just a 5-minute phone call, a wave to your neighbor, a chat with the barista if you go out for coffee. These tiny moments help your brain release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which lowers stress, supports heart health, and helps you feel emotionally supported. If you live alone, don't let that stop you. In fact, this is even more important if you do. You might consider joining a local group or calling an old friend. Write a letter. Start your own rhythm of outreach, even once a day. Because the truth is, we weren't designed to age in isolation. We were made to belong, to share, to be part of something, even in the smallest of ways. And starting your day with just one moment of connection, it fills something deeper than food or water ever could. Now that we've talked about the power of a mindful morning, nourishing your body with the right food, and feeding your soul through connection, there's still more to explore. Because adding years to your life isn't just about how you start the day, it's also about what you carry with you throughout the day. Now that your morning has started with calm, nourishment, and connection, let's talk about what happens next. Because longevity isn't only built in those quiet early moments, it's also shaped by the way you move through the rest of the day. Literally, movement is one of the most powerful tools we have. And yet for many people after 60, it quietly fades into the background. We spend more time sitting, resting, taking it easy. And while rest has its place, the truth is, our bodies were made to move. And I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights at the gym. I'm talking about gentle, natural movement, walking, stretching, gardening, dancing, even cleaning the house. The kind of movement that gets your blood flowing, keeps your joints limber, and signals to your body, I'm still in the game. In the blue zones, those places where people live long, healthy lives, daily movement isn't scheduled. It's simply part of how they live. In Sardinia, Italy, older adults walk up steep hills to visit friends or tend goats. In Okinawa, they tend to their gardens, kneel and stand frequently, and take frequent strolls through their neighborhoods. And here's the beautiful part. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. Just 30 minutes a day of light to moderate movement can reduce your risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and even some cancers. It boosts mood, improves balance, protects your memory, and helps you sleep better. So what could that look like for you? Maybe it's a mid-morning walk after breakfast, or gently stretching in the living room while listening to music. Maybe it's dancing while you cook, or doing simple strength exercises with your own body weight. One of the easiest ways to build movement into your day is to anchor it to something else. For example, take a short walk after each meal. Not only does this help with digestion, it also lowers blood sugar and keeps you moving throughout the day. And if it's raining, don't let the weather stop you. March in place, walk laps around the kitchen, or try a gentle chair yoga routine. The point isn't perfection, it's participation. Because every step you take is a signal to your body that you're choosing life, vitality, and longevity. But movement alone isn't enough. There's another daily routine, just as important, just as powerful, that often gets forgotten. And yet, it touches every part of your health. It's what you feed your mind. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to shrink with age? Not just physically, but mentally. Their world becomes smaller. They stop learning, stop exploring, stop challenging their thoughts. But the people who stay vibrant into their 80s, 90s, even hundreds, they stay curious. They ask questions, they read books, they try new things. They never let the spark of learning go out. And here's why that matters. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it stays. But the less you challenge it, the more it weakens. Simple daily mental stimulation, reading a chapter of a book, doing a crossword, learning a few words in a new language, watching a documentary, trying a new recipe, keeps the brain flexible and engaged. It builds new connections. It slows down cognitive decline. In Loma Linda, California, many long-living Adventists keep their minds active through study, meditation, and lifelong learning. In Okinawa, elders pass on wisdom through storytelling and crafts, continuing to create well into old age. So what lights up your brain? What excites your mind? Maybe you love puzzles, or writing, or listening to podcasts. Maybe you've always wanted to try painting, or playing an instrument, or learning how to use that smartphone more confidently. The key is to keep feeding your curiosity, to stay mentally active not because you have to, but because it makes life richer, more colorful, more yours. And here's something beautiful. Mental activity isn't just about doing things alone. In fact, one of the most powerful ways to keep your brain young is to have meaningful conversations, real, honest, heart-to-heart talks, where you listen, respond, and share thoughts. So don't underestimate the power of a good chat. Whether it's over tea with a neighbor, on the phone with your sister, or even a thoughtful comment in a group like this one, it keeps your brain active, your heart open, and your spirit connected. Which brings us to something deeply important, maybe more important than anything else we've talked about so far. It's rest! Now I know, we've all heard that sleep is important, but rest goes deeper than just closing your eyes at night. It's about having moments throughout the day where your nervous system gets a chance to breathe. Think of it like this. If your body is a car and your brain is the engine, you can't drive on full speed all day without stopping for fuel or letting the engine cool. If you try, you burn out. And that's what stress does to us. It wears us down slowly, quietly, invisibly. In long-living cultures, people build rest into their day. In Icaria, they take midday naps. In Sardinia, elders sit in the shade and chat in the afternoons. In Nicoya, people pause in the middle of the day to pray or reflect. They don't see rest as laziness, they see it as life-sustaining. So what does rest look like for you? Maybe it's 5 minutes of silence after lunch. Maybe it's lying on the couch and watching the clouds outside the window. Maybe it's listening to soft music, meditating, or just sitting quietly with a pet. These small pauses calm your heart, lower your blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and give your mind a chance to reset. They also help you stay more present, more joyful, and more grateful. Because here's something you already know in your bones. Life moves fast. And if we don't stop to breathe it in, we miss the moments that matter most. So now we've talked about moving your body with joy, stimulating your mind with curiosity, and giving yourself permission to pause and truly rest. Each of these routines is like a thread. Woven together, they create a life that's rich, grounded, and full of vitality. But there's one more daily routine, a habit that brings all the others together, one that helps you find purpose, peace, and presence every single day. So far, we've talked about the power of your mornings, of movement, nourishment, mental stimulation, and rest. But there's one more daily practice, one that weaves through everything else and gives it all deeper meaning. It's purpose. Now, I know that word gets thrown around a lot. Find your purpose, people say. But let's keep it simple. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. It doesn't mean writing a book or starting a charity or climbing a mountain. It simply means having a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Something that matters to you. In the blue zones, this idea of purpose isn't a luxury, it's a way of life. In Okinawa, they call it ikigai, and it's often found in the smallest things: tending a garden, caring for grandchildren, preparing meals for family. In Nicoya, it's plan de vida, literally life plan. And it might mean teaching younger generations, volunteering, or keeping a daily ritual that connects them to their community and faith. Having a reason to keep going doesn't just lift your spirits, it actually extends your life. Studies show that people who feel a strong sense of purpose live longer, are more resilient during illness, and recover more quickly after setbacks. Their bodies are stronger, their minds are clearer, their hearts are lighter. And the most beautiful part? You don't have to go looking for your purpose. You can build it right here with what you already have. Maybe your purpose is to be the loving presence in your family, to write letters to your grandchildren, to walk your neighbor's dog, to feed the birds outside your window each morning, to share your wisdom with someone who needs it, or to create something beautiful with your hands or your words. Purpose isn't about impressing anyone. It's about connecting to yourself, to others, to something larger than you. And that connection becomes your compass, gently guiding your day. So here's a gentle invitation. Take a few quiet minutes each day to reflect. You don't need a journal or a list, just a little time to ask yourself, what made today meaningful? Or what small thing can I do tomorrow that brings me joy or helps someone else? It might be one thing, just one. But if you let that become part of your daily rhythm, you'll feel it. You'll begin to walk through life with more peace, more clarity, more life in your days, and more days in your life. You know, aging isn't about growing weaker. It's about growing wiser. It's about trading speed for intention, noise for depth, and learning that the little things we do every day are the things that shape our health, our happiness, and our future. So let's look at where we've arrived. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to change everything overnight. But if you begin each day with a little stillness, move your body with joy, nourish yourself with food that gives you energy, keep your mind curious, rest when your spirit asks for it, and walk through your day with a quiet sense of purpose, you are already on the path to a longer, fuller life. And you don't have to do it alone. If this video gave you something to think about, maybe a routine you'd like to try, or one you already do that makes a difference, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment and share your thoughts, or a daily ritual that brings you peace. You never know who might be inspired by your story. And if you found this helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. It helps more than you know, and it helps this space continue to grow into a place where we support each other in living better, longer, and more meaningfully. Because no matter your age, your story isn't over. In fact, this could be the beginning of the most peaceful, powerful, purposeful chapter yet. Here's to your mornings, your movement, your rest, your joy. Here's to living your best life at any age.